Hi everyone, welcome to the visual guide for the Aetherochemical Research Facility. This is one of the final instances of the main scenario questline, and as such is rife with spoilers. I'll be avoiding as many spoilers as possible, but again, you have been warned. My name is Ms. Tech, and I'll be your dungeon guide. The beginning of the instance is sectioned off with gate events that spawn multiple trash mobs. Tanks be ready to pick everything up. The first boss is REGULA von HYDRUS. This is a fairly simple fight with few mechanics. He may stun his primary target and hit them with an AoE attack that does splash damage to anyone around them. Healers be ready. Throughout the fight, he'll summon turrets that fixate on certain players, dealing high damage to them. The tank should stand in the line between the turret and the affected player to help soak the damage. If you are a player with the line, try not to run around like a maniac because it will drive your tank insane. Destroy these turrets as necessary while avoiding their AoEs before returning to the boss. During this time, the boss will jump around the room and throw out long column AoEs as well. There's a lot to dodge here, especially as melee, so be careful. The fight will repeat until the boss is down. In this section, you'll come across these bioculture nodes. You'll notice a number of tanks lining the outer walls of these rooms. As you destroy the node, the tanks will release their adds. To help with picking these up and maximizing damage, I recommend everyone stacks on the node. Expect a lot of AoE. The second boss is Machis, and she is definitely one of my favorite encounters of the expansion so far. This Sphinx will take on a number of forms that should be pretty familiar to you. Anytime she's in Sphinx form, she can also cast a number of AoEs. Avoid them as necessary. Her first form resembles Asclepius, our friend from turn 1. Here, she will do a massive tank crunch, so tanks and healers be ready. Up next, she'll turn into our favorite Naga from turn 7 and cast Petrifaction. Turn your character around to avoid getting petrified. Next, you'll see the Avatar, who will bind a player and cast Ballistic Missile on them. You'll only ever see the small bind circle, and this means that only one other player must step in to soak the damage. Make sure you stand in the circle until the cast is complete, unlike this terrible tank here who tries to kill her friends. The Avatar form will also target a player with Sky Poop. Stack in with another player to soak this as well. From here on out, these forms will randomly repeat until the boss is down, but the abilities for each form are the same. The next section starts off with an elevator encounter. Kill the adds while dodging AoE. In this section, you'll fight a number of cloned mobs. The Thaumaturges cast an AoE Petrify on a player that can be stunned. Otherwise, burn them down and watch out for any extra spawned adds. In the last encounter, we face off against ASCIAN Prime. This is a two-phase fight, and in the first we fight Lahabrea and Igayorm. While we attack one, the other is off being annoying. There are a lot of AoE effects to avoid, and I'm not kidding when I say a lot. When Iggy is active, be on the lookout for these orbs. They'll indicate where the AoE petals will spawn, and since they happen in quick succession, you should be ready to move in and out of them. At around 50%, Lahabrea will tag in. Continue avoiding the AoE. Thin Ice will also be cast during this time, so only move if you need to get away from another hit. But be careful not to slide into another AoE petal. Once Lahabrea reaches 50%, the next phase of the fight will begin. Prime will throw out a number of AoE effects and will periodically do group-wide damage. He will spawn 2 linked orbs, one fire and one ice, that will slowly move towards him. Once the orbs reach him, he will cast Annihilation, a massive blast that will be powered by any orbs that have managed to reach him. Focus down an orb before destroying the other. If you let either of these orbs through, get ready for some pretty intense healing. Shortly after, 4 void portals will spawn around the room, and the boss will begin to cast Universal Manipulation. To avoid this cast and the debuffs it applies, players should jump into a void portal before he finishes. The rest of the fight will repeat until he is destroyed. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I'm going to wait a little while before putting out the next encounter guide to avoid some spoilers. Instead, we'll jump straight into the level 60 dungeons. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time.